It's Jody Franklin, and I'm thrilled to have Joy and Travis Houston here today. Joy and Travis, I have worked with personally, and I'm so excited to have them here today because so many of you are on the fence about getting a functional medicine practice started, and you're waiting to get your website in order. Or perhaps you have a website in order, but you're not thrilled with it and you want to change things up a bit. Or maybe you want to get group programs and your website's not capable of handling it. There's so many reasons why people stall in this business, and websites should not be one of them. And I brought them on today because they are absolute geniuses. They have brought some big players, which they'll talk about, to the forefront. Players like Dr. Amy Myers, who is just a struggling nurse MD, and all of a sudden is like a national name. Dr. Daniel Amen, Dr. Sara Gottfried, JJ Burgeon, Chris Kresser. They work with so many big names, and just to be able to have them working on your website is such a privilege. And they're going to be offering our group 70% off their website offering. But today they're just going to give you some great website tips and tell you a little bit about perhaps the program if you're interested in it. I am definitely signing up for this. I am so excited to have this because my website does need an overhaul. So Joy and Travis, thank you so much for joining us today.
Our pleasure.
Absolutely.
Great. So maybe you could go ahead and tell us, for those of you watching, give us some hearts if you're watching on Facebook, tag your friends if you know they need a website. And if any of you have questions, post them below, either in Facebook or on the webinar, and we'll try to get to all your questions as well. But I think, do you guys have anything you want to tell us about what you're going to be offering? Or
I'll hop in chat and I'll be answering any of your questions in chat. So just whether it's on the replay or live, I'll be answering all your questions in chat. And Joy we'll be sharing what we have to share today.
That's great. And Travis, by the way, is a technical guru. He has really helped me up-level my practice. Like, I can't even believe the things that I used to be doing, and now how much easier life is because of all the tech hacks he's given me. It's like incredible. So even the sound quality, I hope my mic's not even plugged in.
Got your new Shure microphone going?
Yeah, it's gonna sound better in just a minute because I gotta plug it in.
Plug it in, they can hear the difference. That's good. They should be able to hear the difference, because those little things make a big difference in how professional you appear on camera. I have that same mic right here. Mine's just out of frame, so you can't see it. But yeah, Travis has been the technical genius, the online architect behind many multi-million, hundreds of $1 million launches in the health and wellness space. So in terms of knowing how to do things right, not just for the short term, for the immediate fix, but also for setting you up to win in the long run, right? Because a lot of you, it's interesting, this group in particular, Jody, I know you have a lot of different levels, people who are like just diving into functional medicine and wanting to kind of branch off from their clinic practice a little bit and do some like online functional medicine coaching. And we find, like, when we have some people who are starting like that, and then we have people who are senior in functional medicine, like you, been at it a long time, know exactly what you're doing. We find there's this big span of people who are like, I just really want to fill my one-on-one. They're like blinders on. I just want to fill my one-on-one and grow a wait list of people who are excited to work with me, you know? And then once you get there, I'm sure you can speak to this personally, Jody. It's like, well, then once you get there, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Now I'm only trading time for money and I'm feeling a little burnt out and I'm not making exactly what I want. So then they kind of jump to this next level where they want to have some leveraged ways of making money. And if you don't have the online infrastructure to do both of those goals, like hit your one-on-one and cultivate that engaged list, and then move on to leveraged sales and even sales of the items that you recommend, well, then you feel like you shot yourself in the foot. You invested all this money in tech early on, and what do you mean now it's not going to work to help me get to the next level? So that's what I love most about what Travis brings to the table in terms of the tech genius here, is he sets you up for the immediate wins. But he sets you up for long-term growth, which I think is important, because I hate when brands have to go back and like rebuild things just because they weren't set up on the right platform to begin with. So yeah, he's a genius at that. You know firsthand, Jody, because you've been through it.
I'm also witness to your genius as well. And Joy is, I cannot believe her skill set, honestly, in terms of copywriting and sales and just what you need to bring in more people. And it's been a big change for my practice. It really has. So I appreciate everything you do as well. But let's not go any further with this. I'm dying to hear what you have to say about this new program. So
wonderful. Well, I'll go ahead and share screen. Before I do that, I'll just let you all know that what I'm going to walk you through are the three reasons why you're not landing a lot more people from your website. And I'm going to give you a quick fix strategy of what you can do about that. Okay. So whether you're actually in the market for a new website and that's something that you're interested in doing, great. If you have a website that you love and you're committed to those platforms, you can make these changes on your own. So there's valuable information here for all of you. Okay. And these are changes that you absolutely can make. What we're putting in front of you is just an opportunity to be able to control that whenever you want, right? We never want you to be beholden or held hostage to any web developers or designers. We always want you to be fully empowered in your business, even in the online space. All right. So we'll dive in and we'll go into the three reasons. And I'm pretty sure these will be very helpful for all of you. So I'll share screen if that's all right with you, Jody.
absolutely.
Take over here. And then I'm going to make this nice and big so everybody can see it clearly. There we go. And as promised, I am going to show you why you're not landing more health clients from your website. And more importantly, how you can fix that pretty darn quickly and easily. All right. So the three main things I want to make sure that we cover with you guys today are the number one is that your website is most likely what we consider to be a digital brochure rather than an effective client acquisition tool. That's really job number one. If all we did was switch that, I would be doing cartwheels because I know the impact that that would have for your business. All right. The second reason is that nobody actually taught you how to accomplish the essential top goal of your website. And for us, that's the very number one thing that we want for any of your online properties. So we'll go into that. And then we'll show you how most likely you're not fully in control of an online property that can strategically help you grow. And that goes back to what Jody and I were just discussing. You know, initially it seems exciting to just fill your one-on-one, but we've been in the health and wellness online space for over 12 years now. And we've seen how quickly you actually make the jump from wanting to fill your one-on-one to needing leverage to, oh, look at that. It's time to private label your own supplement line. It happens before you know it when you really do it right. So we want to make sure you have full control over your ability to grow in the online health and wellness space. So I'll guide you through each and every one of these. You met Travis. He just went off to answer all of your questions in chat. And I'm Joy. These are the suite of offers that we have to support the health and wellness practitioners here at Heal at Scale. And again, Jody has mentioned some of our clients, but just so you know, we're not newbies to this space. We have helped people like Dr. Daniel Amen, JJ Virgin, Dr. Sara Gottfried, Chris Kresser, a lot of these people who you already know, and also a lot who you don't, right? Not everyone is wanting to be that huge name with the best-selling book. Some people just want to live their lives normally, but they want to help a lot more people in the online space. And you don't have to feel the desire to be on the cover of a book in order to benefit from what we're doing here today, okay? But just so you have some verification that we have made these people extremely happy, here is some comments from people like Amy. Travis and Joy were instrumental in getting systems and communications set up for scaling my programs and product sales. I won't go on to read all of this here. You certainly can check those out on our main site. But what I want to showcase here about Amy is when we first started with her, she really wanted to be a mom. She was like, it's time. I really want this. I can tell this is a calling for me. But because she was an expert in the autoimmune space and all of her cases were getting increasingly difficult, life was completely consumed by clinic life. right? There was just not time for that. But adding online programs and scaling, and then her own supplement line. And now there's the collagen powders and bars and everything that your business can grow into. Well, now that clinic life is no longer a part of her life. She is fully moved over into the online space. So for those who want to move fully into the online space, sky is the limit. All right. Again, Chris Kresser, I won't read all of these testimonials, but I love that he says we're set up for the year and into our future. And that's what we want for you guys, not just to meet your goals that you have in your business right now, but honestly, for where we know you can be, even if you don't see it yet. All right. So again, here's the 3 things that we're going to cover: how your website's most likely a digital brochure rather than an effective client acquisition tool, the essential goal that nobody probably taught you that your website should be accomplishing for you, and then how you're probably not strategically in control of your own online growth. And let's see if we can dive into each of these and have you fix them right now. Okay. Now, again, the very first one is that your website is a digital brochure instead of an effective client acquisition tool. Now, what the heck does that mean, Joy? It's my website. Shouldn't it be a brochure about me? I mean, come on. That's what the website should be doing. It should be showing off all of my stuff. Well, that is accurate, but when a customer or an ideal client shows up to your website and the main event is you, well, yeah, they can peruse through what your education is and your credentials and your experience. Obviously, you're going to tell them what your specific expertise is. If you specialize, you might have some testimonials that say how great you are, and then you're going to present your offer, right? And you're hoping that they will just get on with you and close. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't convert very well, because when people land on a website, they're actually not as interested in you as they are interested in themselves and what you can do for them to transform the areas of their life where they're really struggling with their health. All right. So we teach a process here at Heal at Scale called the Avatar Accelerator. And it's all about learning to speak. And Jody can comment on this too, because I really came down on her for it when we started together. We jokingly say, you guys speak practitioner ease, and what we need to do is speak the language of the avatar, right? A great example of this is when someone has, let's say, an autoimmune condition or a hormone condition. Well, you guys know straight off the bat that it's an autoimmune response or a hormone imbalance, but the person who's experiencing the symptom, they don't know that at all. They just know, why am I getting, midriff weight gain when I'm working out so much and I'm only eating salad? I don't understand, So we have to start where they are, and we have to speak their language and talk about their pain points. And that's what the Avatar Accelerator process does. And when you use language in this way, we're going to shift your website from having the main event be about you to have the main event be all about your ideal client, right? So I want to see things in your header that are an opening to what's possible for them, right? You're in the right place to transform your psoriasis. Hey, you've just found the solution for premature wrinkling. Hey, you've just found, like that, right? We want to come at them in our headlines with things that say, hey, you're in the right place to solve the challenges that you have. And then, yes, we want to share your expertise, but we want to share it through the lens of how it serves them, right? So Jody has a program coming out called Saving Face. I hope all of you really nag her about that, because you guys should be affiliates for it. It's a phenomenal program. So she might say something to sort of brag about her functional medicine expertise, but rather than just going on about where she graduated from, what would serve her ideal clients is to say, hey, if you really want to resolve this problem and you want to look young without all the Botox and the dangerous fillers, my functional medicine background will serve you well because, right? And then she can share some of the amazing knowledge from her functional medicine history that is going to serve them in relation to preserving the look of their skin and their face, right? So we still get to brag about what you guys did and where you graduated from, right? We're always just going to connect the dots between your education and your superpowers, and we're going to make it very clear for the avatar how that's going to help them solve the specific problem that they have. So that one switch, okay, switching from making your headlines all about you to making your headline all about them. That would make one huge difference. And you can do that throughout your website on all of your pages. You can even take your about page, which really should be all your credentials, and you could share how each and every one of your special certifications is going to serve your ideal client. All right. So that's one easy switch you guys could make today. All right. Now, the second thing, and this one's really crucial, you guys, and it's kind of counterintuitive. So hang with me. Okay. When you do the work to get eyeballs on your website, whether that means you're dancing around on TikTok to get attention, or you're emailing your people over to get them to your site, or maybe you're a Facebook person or a YouTube person, let's face it, guys, it takes a lot of work to get eyeballs on your website, right? We all know that. Anybody who's struggling to get traffic and struggling to get clients, you guys know that this is true, okay? So when they get there, I have a question for you. Would you like just one shot to close them into being a client of yours? Or would you like endless opportunities to be able to connect with them? My guess is the latter, all right? So that's what your website should be doing, okay? We should have your website focus not on giving us just one shot to get them to work with us, because then you guys, if they bounce, the likelihood of them coming back to your site is slim to none, okay? But if when they're visiting our site, we give them a small, easy, quick invitation that they could say yes to. So in the example of Jody's Saving Face program, if I came to that website and she invited me to get 3 skin saving tips that I could implement today, well, it's only 3. That sounds easy, right? And if she's saying I could implement it today, well, clearly it's not going to take 2 years for me to do it. She said I could do it today, right? So why wouldn't I say yes to that one simple invitation? Okay. Now, instead of Jody trying to sell me, hey, Joy, buy my thing, do this thing with me, work with me to save your skin. Instead of her trying to close me on that initial visit, she got me to say yes. And when I said yes to that one little invitation, well, now she can automate emails coming into my inbox. And then guess what? I can slowly develop my know, like, and trust factor for Jody. And then when I get an invitation to work with her, maybe 5 or 6 emails later, I'm like, well, heck yeah, because this woman has been filling my inbox with things that I didn't know. Oh, sugar is going to give me wrinkles. I need to chill on the booze. I need to chill on the coffee. Whoa, she's telling me all these things that I didn't even know. Of course I want to work with her. Okay, so I would like you to consider your website not a one-stop shop, a one opportunity to connect and work with you, but rather an opportunity to create connections with people. All right. In our Heal at Scale world and in our trainings, we always remind our practitioners that connection trumps commerce every time. So if we go for the connection first, the commerce and the selling will come naturally, and not years later, you guys, but a few emails later, right? So it's not a ton of work for us. So that's another very big change that you guys can make today. Now, some of you who are newer to the online space might be like, well, Joy, what the hell does that even mean? How do I do that? How would I even go about getting them to connect with me? What does that even look like, right? Well, in general, we ask you to put something out called a lure. All right. Now, some other marketing brands, you might have heard the term. They might throw terms at you like an opt-in or a lead magnet or a freebie, right? Whatever you want to call it. It's a free, high value item of information that serves me well as the visitor to your website. Okay. And then it's going to capture my name and email when I go to your site. And then you're going to automate some emails after I receive that item so that you and I can get to know each other just because I visited your website and you connected with me. Okay. So that's what it looks like. But I want to make sure that you understand one thing, because this is an example of a lure from Taylor Duke. She's a client of ours. And initially, she just wanted to put out this lure called Happy Gut, Happy Life, which is definitely a very cute title, but it doesn't make it perfectly clear exactly the problem that she solves. And she is an expert in ending chronic constipation for people who have that challenge, right? So what we asked her to do was, hey, let's go ahead and put those pain points, the problems that your avatar is having, let's put those front and center right on the front of this lure so people see it and they go, oh, in constipation, stop the post-meal bloating, eat without reacting to foods. Heck yeah, I would like all of those things, right? So they might not necessarily know that having a healthy gut will give them a happy life. You guys know that because you're practitioners and you know that hormones are made in the gut, neurotransmitters are made in the gut. So much of our health is based on the gut, but that's practitioner speak, right? And we need some avatar speak. We need to talk about their pain points. Okay. So had her change that a little bit. And then inside the lure, something was happening that almost all of the practitioners that initially come to us are making this mistake. So listen up. What those of you who are giving away a lure or an opt-in do is you give away something that's really high value, but you forget to put links to carry on with you inside that lure. Okay. Now, what I like you to remember is if you pick up a magazine, right? Let's say you like Vogue, right? You pick up Vogue. When you open that magazine, there's content in there. You can read about all kinds of great things, but about 70% of it is ads, right? Well, we're not going to be that gross with it, right? But we are going to save about 25% of the space on that lure. So if it was a checklist, we might take the bottom quarter. If it's a 4-page little ebook, we might take, a third of a few different pages, and we're going to advertise ourselves. Now, how do we do that? We could have a picture of us with some endearing quotes so they feel closer to us, like they know us. We can share testimonials of people who've had success with us. And most importantly, we must point them to the next logical step in our funnel. Now, that next logical step might be to take that free consult with you to see if you guys are a good fit to work with each other. For those of you who are a little more advanced and you have webinar trainings available, you might send them to a webinar, right? But I want you to tell them in those lures how they can continue on with you. Never, ever put out what we call dead end marketing. Okay. Imagine that you gave me a hormone balancing smoothie recipe and I love it. I love it so very much that it's on my refrigerator. Okay. I see it every single day. Why wouldn't you want to put your own brand name on there and an invitation for me to do something else with you? So every day when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, Jody is going to help me with my skin. And I never got around to that, but I'm making the smoothie, right? So I'm going to see it every morning and I'm going to be reminded of her, which is going to increase the likelihood that I'm going to go back and want to work with her. Okay. So no dead end marketing. You guys need to fix that today. Okay. And then you put it on an easy opt-in page. Once they download it, now they should be getting automated emails. Now, why automated emails? Because Taylor doesn't want to send emails to people manually every day, right? She doesn't have time for that. So we need them to be automated so we can take the building of that relationship, the cultivation of that relationship off of our plates and have it done automatically. Okay. Now, the third tip that I need to give you today is that I need you to be fully in control of your online property. Okay. Now, I know that all of you guys would rather be seeing clients or patients than you would being messing with your tech. I know that that's true for all of you. However, having just simple control over your property where you can get in and change a headline or promote something that's going on with you or comment on something that's happening in health, right? If a new discovery is made in your field, wouldn't you like to be able to go in and change your headline and have one commentary about that particular topic because you're in full control? My guess is that you would, okay? And more importantly, I need you to have full control so that when you're ready to grow in your business, remember I said most of you will want to fill your one-on-one. After your wait list is full, you'll want to have some leveraged offers, which is usually like group programs and even product sales like supplement sales. You won't be able to grow if you don't have that control over your online property. All right. So what would it look like to be in control of your own online property? Well, for us, that means that you're able to have a smart authority site. An authority site, which is different than the digital brochure, should let you grow your list of ideal clients in all of these ways. Okay. You should be able to put up what we talked about, that lure. Okay. You already heard about that one, also called an opt-in or a lead magnet. You should be able to have them book a session with you if that is something that you offer, like a free consultation. The way that we like the free consultation sessions done, we like them to have to get on your list before they have access to your calendar. All right. Now that's important distinction, you guys, because if they're going to take up your time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever your free consultation is, if they're going to take up your time, I want them to be on your list so that you're cultivating a relationship. I don't want anyone who's not willing to trade their name and email to have access to your calendar, quite frankly. So the way that we like you to have a book a call funnel set up is that they're actually on your online mailing email list before they actually see your calendar and get to pick a time. And that way we can also send them automated emails. Okay. And then things that we also like to have on our authority sites is an ask a question page. All right. Imagine getting someone's name and email just because they wanted to ask you a question. Okay, that has two wins. One, your email list is growing. Two, you know the questions that your audience is hungry for answers about. Okay, that's priceless because it's basically marketing research for free, right? Because you know these are the people visiting your site because they went to the ask a question page, right? And now it gives you ideas for what kind of content you should be putting out in the world to attract those people. Okay, we're also firm believers that you should have a join a newsletter option and a podcast page where you can have people invite you to be on their podcasts. So at a minimum, we want those pages on any authority site. Now, after helping all of these brands put together profitable online properties where the pages work cohesively together with the funnels that capture emails, we have organized the way to do this into a system. We call it the POP method, which just stands for profitable online property. Okay. And what we have noticed is that if we give you guys very simple text structure with a super simple editor that you guys are able to manage without a lot of cussing and screaming, right? Then you're able to grow an engaged list of ideal clients. Now, what we also noticed is many health practitioners really don't love the selling aspect of what you guys do. So we've also created a very soulful sales strategy that feels a lot more like just inviting people, putting the options in front of them and having them make a no stress invitation so that selling never feels sleazy. It feels like a natural progression of any relationship. All right. Now, if we manage to get you guys all three of these things, then that's when we find you hit the sweet spot and you have a profitable online property that carries your business growth well into the future. All right. I won't go too much all into this today, but I will want to point out one area of this in the build phase. Okay, in the build phase of getting your profitable online property made, you'll notice that there's a section here. We call this content play chess, not checkers. Okay, and what we mean by that is this. Initially, we want you to have a seamless way to attract and book clients. And we want you to be able to do that all the way until you have a wait list. Okay. So that means you pick how many days a week you want to work, and then you fill that, and then you put everybody else on your wait list. Okay. When you're serving enough people at a high level, we find it only takes you about 3-6 months, maybe 9 months, right? To decide, oh, wow, you know what I really love treating? I really love treating these particular conditions the most. Okay, maybe it's hormone imbalance for you. Maybe it's resolving psoriasis. Maybe it's turning diabetes around or pre-diabetes around. You'll find your favorites that you really excel at. And then you'll find the testing that you routinely need and the supplements that you routinely need for those favorite protocols that you have. That's when it becomes time to add online group programs. So in that same 1 hour on a Wednesday afternoon where you might be serving one client, you have a whole group of 50, 100, 200, 1,000 people who are learning from you that same information that you would have been imparting to just one client. All right. So what that does is it breaks you out of the time for money trade. Okay. So we like your website to be set up in such a way that it lets you, yes, fill your one-on-one right now, but it also has the capacity to help you grow into group programs as soon as you are ready. That's what we mean when we say play chess, not checkers. We want you to win the chess game of having plenty of clients so you feel abundant, right? Or the checkers game, but ultimately we want you to play a more serious game with your health business. That's when you have results like these from Taylor, who launched her very first online group program. It was called Get Your Gut Right. And she helped people turn around their gut health in just 10 weeks. And in this first launch, she made over $500,000. All right. Nicole, who has multiple clinics. So the money was nice, but that wasn't her primary goal. What she really wanted was time. She wanted a lot more free time so she could write her book. And she was able to do that thanks to launching her program with us. But all of these types of results, you guys, are not possible unless you have a profitable online property, a safe foundational playground that takes all of the work that you're doing out on social and being on podcasts and everything else you're doing to get eyeballs on your site and actually transforms it into an engaged list of ideal clients. Okay, that's the foundation that every health business needs. Now, Jody told you that we have an invitation for you. So I'll state clearly, you certainly can figure this out on your own. And some of you have been doing that. So if you're good at this, please go make those 3 changes to your website today and start winning just from those changes. All right. But if you're the type of person who does not like to figure this out on your own and you'd prefer to use a proven process, well, then the Health Pro website invitation might just be for you. This is your chance to create a profitable online property with us, walking with you side by side. We're doing this live right now in order to film this. So this is your opportunity to do it live with me, helping you with the copy and content, and with Travis, helping you unwind any tech challenges. And we're going to give you the templates for every single page needed on your Health Pro website. And they already stitched together, right? So if someone is reading one of your blog posts, they're going to see a lure, an opt-in, an opportunity to trade their name and email for some deeper content from you. And that's exactly what we want as you head toward having a profitable online property. Okay. Now, what is included in Health Pro website is a whole lot of tested templates on simple tech. It has on-demand trainings for those of you who like to go a little slower and watch and click and do, right? That's watch, pause, do is a common phrase in our community around here. Plus, we have live weekly tech sessions that will help you get the tech and the design right on each of these templates. And then we have live weekly copy and content sessions. That's going to help you use the copy prompts that I've already put for you on each and every page and help you make them your own so that your personality and your unique way of addressing health and wellness comes through on all of these pages. Okay. And then you'll have 6 weeks of direct access to us in the Facebook group. All right. Now, this is a steal, even at $5,000 at $4,995, but we have a special promotion just for you guys here in Jody's group. I'm going to show you all of the pages that are in here, and then we'll show you that 70% off price that she talked about. Okay. So here's a peek. Obviously, we've torn these apart here so you can kind of get a glimpse at a few of them, but these are what we consider the primary pages. So these are the pages that we will build out first with you. That is the home page, the about page, the work with me page, the resources page, which is where you can put all of your recommended products that you might be making affiliate or commission sales off of. So we made sure that there's a beautiful resource page that's very effective. And then of course, your contact page. Those are the main ones. Okay. Now, we also would like to help you get off that content creation hamster wheel. Okay. We find a lot of you are wasting too much time creating content when all you really need to do is create your compelling content matrix. And those are 9 interwoven core blog posts. We actually like you to do video blog posts if possible. And those blogs are foundational content that should be true now and a year from now and 5 years from now. This should be core content that is a rock solid part of your health beliefs and how you practice health and wellness. All right. When we get you set up with those, then it becomes much easier for you to have someone on your team, or if you're still bootstrapping, you can do it yourself, pull just little nuggets from those posts, and those can be rotated through on social rather than you feeling compelled to make a new blog post every single week and stress yourself out. You're working too hard if you're doing that. Okay. And of course, all of these pages are naturally built to promote the lure. So you get that email. Okay. Now, these are not so exciting, but unfortunately, you have to have them in order to be compliant as a health website online. We call them the ancillary pages. This is going to be your master footer that will link to all your legal pages, like your privacy policy, your disclaimers, handicap accessibility, and of course, your cookie policy. Okay. All of those are actually required. And unfortunately, when we do website audits, we see that a lot of you are forgetting to do this. Okay. And when you get to the point of wanting some paid traffic sent to your site, you absolutely have to have these things in order on your site in order to be compliant. And then last but not least, Travis has optimized all of these site templates so that they look amazing on the phone, on the tablet, on desktop, and on laptop. So it looks amazing everywhere. He's made doubly sure of all of that. So basically, all of Health Pro website is really easy to use templates on very simple technology. And these are sites that have been proven to convert for all those other brands that you saw that we work for, right? So in our agency, we've tested all these pages to make sure they convert really well. So you're getting a huge leg up here because of all that testing. You also have helpful copywriting prompts that will help you put better messaging on the pages. They're kind of like medical Mad Libs, to be honest. All right. And then there's prompts. So if you kind of see here, you guys, even just from this small image of the page, you can see, why are these bright green buttons? Why are they putting all these bright green buttons everywhere on the page? Well, that's because remember, the number one goal of your site is to connect with people. So we want to have lots of very pretty poppy colors, right? That get people to click on that button and actually make the connection with you. Okay. This is all about growing an engaged list of ideal clients. And of course, we have plenty of ways on all of these pages to clearly differentiate yourself, right? To show how your unique process and beliefs about health are different than all of your competitors. All right. Very important when people are making a buying decision. Now, you will notice if you looked at these pages, there are some photos, right? So these pages are not going to look great if you don't have some decent photos. So Travis has added a bonus here. It's called the Notographer photo shoot method, and it comes with the ultimate photo shoot checklist. And it's basically your guide to take all of the photos that you're going to need for your website with your smartphone, right? So if you're not ready or interested in booking a photographer, he's made it easy for you to capture this on your iPhone very inexpensively and very quickly. All right. This also removes the pressure, right? Jody, I know you did a photo shoot recently, and I know whenever Travis books one for us, it's really super stressful because like you have one shot, right? So what if you didn't sleep well that night? What if you're having a bad hair day? What if your makeup didn't come out good? Or yeah, I don't know. So it's all this pressure on that one day when you're doing the photo shoot. When you learn the Notographer method, you can have new photo shoots every month if you wanted, because this is fun, it's quick and easy, and it's zero pressure. So I think you guys will really benefit from that. All right. The other thing that we've noticed is we get a mix of people. Some come to us fully abundant with a long wait list, and some are more hungry for immediate clients. So for those of you who are in that situation, we've added a bonus called the Quick Win Strategies. And you guys, here's what happens in those bigger brands that you saw. Every once in a while, the CFO will come in on any given quarter and say, we need revenue right now. Right? So what we've done is we've organized the 3 strategies that we use most. That's what we call them quick wins. When the CFO, the chief financial officer, walks in and says, we need revenue on the books right now. These are the 3 simplest strategies that we deploy immediately when we get that news. Well, we always pick one and deploy one at a time. Of course, we don't want to hammer the list. But these are the strategies that we have found that work the most to get revenue in the door the fastest. And we're opening the door and revealing those for you guys as a bonus. All right. And then some of you will quickly hit your one-on-one capacity. right? And you'll be ready to stop trading time for money, and you'll be ready to add a group program. So we've also added a free training about how to escape the time for money trade by turning your favorite protocols into online group programs. So you'll have that as a bonus as well. Now, Jody mentioned that you guys are getting this for a steal. This is available to all of you in this group for only $14.95. All right. That is available until Sunday, the 18th. And then we're closing up and we're getting everybody on board, and we are doing this live together. And we're going to film this because this is something that we believe all practitioners should have. So we will make it available for practitioners in the future, but not at this price and not live with us. So if you're the type of person who does better in a really lively and engaged community, and you have, us holding your hand the whole way, then this is the time to take action and get this done. All right. Now, of course, as I mentioned, some of you are really tech savvy and adventurous. You certainly can figure this out on your own. But personally, at this price point, I firmly believe it's well worth investing in yourself and just getting templates that work in the health and wellness space so that you don't have to guess, and having funnel pages that convert to help you grow an engaged list of ideal clients, and just have that step-by-step help from experts who've been doing this for over a decade. All right. I think this is the quick fix for you to be able to grow your health business in a way that is strategic and in a way that keeps you having enough bandwidth to stay passionate about what you do. All right. I think one of the biggest threats in this business is burnout. All right. Now, if you join us for Health Pro website, our commitment is that by the end, you'll have a professional website that positions you as an authority. You'll have messaging that makes you the obvious choice in your niche. You'll have a surefire process for growing an engaged list of clients, and you'll build that compelling content matrix that I talked to you about. Okay. Those are the 9 core posts that can finally get you off the hamster wheel of creating content every day, but it still attracts the right people into your brand. All right. You'll also have those effective automated emails that will help you convert prospects into patients or clients. Okay. And because we know you don't like selling, if you're still doing live calls or free sessions, we want to make sure that you have some scripts that make selling a very soulful and wonderful experience rather than feeling kind of icky and snake oil salesy and kind of high pressure, right? We want that to be a fun conversation for you. And that personally is one of my favorite aspects are those scripts. Now, if you're up to creating the future that you want for your health business, honestly, I have a question for you. It's like, we're all here in the present right now together. And no matter what we do, the future's coming, right? Time just keeps marching on. So if you have a vision of what the optimal success looks like for your business, like the optimal number of one-on-one patients every week, the optimal number of group patients, and how much you would be making from selling recommended products like testing and supplements. If you have that number, hold it in your head right now. Okay. And then I also want you to think, if you did nothing and everything stays the same, or God forbid it gets worse because your peers are taking action and you're not, I want to ask you, are you closer to being on the line of that optimal win right now? Right now, if you made the changes to grow a list, you're going to be closer right now than you will as time goes on. Right? So a year from now, it's going to be harder for you to grow that list because you've lost a whole year of traction and being able to connect with people. 2 years, you're even farther away if you haven't grown your list. And by the end of 3 years, if you came to me and said, Joy, I'm trying to reach my goal by the end of this year, and it's the end of your 3-year goal, and you come to me now in summer and you want to hit that goal by December, it's going to be almost impossible for me to get you up on that green line to hitting your optimal numbers. When it comes to growing your health business and having that engaged list of committed ideal clients, there's no time like the present, because you will be never any closer to this green line than you are right now. All right. Now, the system, the POP system, the POP method for creating your profitable online property is something that you can grab over at healthprowebsite.com/Jody. Okay. That's where you're going to see that you can grab all of this for only $14.95. All right. Now, because I know many of you have tried different website platforms before, I want you to hear from some of the practitioners who went ahead and beta tested Health Pro website before this filming. We had a group of beta testers to make sure that everything was crystal clear. And here's what Lisa Hampoletti, who admittedly was like, oh, I don't love the tech, but I'm going to take this bull by the horns and I'm going to go for it. And she says the Health Pro website template has a sophisticated modern design with fill in the blank text for each specific section. Think Mad Libs, like the game you play in the car when you're a kid, right? Written by a world-class copywriter who understands the heart of a healthcare practitioner. Each page is crafted with intention, from the invisible code, that's all Travis, you guys, to the strategic placement of buttons to engage your visitor and convert them into a caller, customer, or subscriber, and ultimately increase your revenue. It's rare to have a website template that is 100% focused on shaping your brand as a trusted expert, while also providing a beautiful user experience for your visitors that gently and effectively encourages them to take action. All right. Now, Lisa was no stranger to trying templates, so I think it's worthwhile to share that she also let us know what has frustrated me in the past about other website templates is that they look great until you try to edit them. Then it becomes a nightmare because the sizing and the lack of layering, she's talking about images, of layering prevents elements and photos from being easily replaced. The Health Pro website template solves that problem with their spectacular graphic asset checklist, which allows you to click a button and get the perfectly sized element automatically transferred to your account, where you can edit it with your brand colors, logo, photos, and seamlessly place it back into the template as if you paid thousands of dollars for a designer to spend weeks doing it for you. Now, what she's talking about there, you guys, is we've made templates for all of the images that you'll need in Health Pro website over in Canva. Right? And then you can change your color, swap out your photo. It's literally a drag and drop and click a button to change to the colors that represent your brand. So that's what she's talking about when she says, oh, you just click a button, and yeah, you click a button, the template opens and you color it how you want it. And then you put that back into the website. So that's what she's talking about. And then here's another one. And I share this one because Susie was one who was admittedly very tech phobic. And she says, this is a simply brilliant solution that has allowed me to build a stellar website without overwhelm or the frustration of complex integrations. I was able to put each page together easily, with the finished project having the appearance and ease of use that I would expect only to get if I had paid a web developer and copywriter thousands of dollars. Not having a website of this caliber has meant that in the past, my potential clients were unable to see the benefit of my services and programs. That's really sad, you guys. That's terrible. They were left confused, which resulted in them abandoning my site without booking or purchasing anything. My website now looks and flows beautifully, highlighting how I can best serve both existing and new clients. All right. So that's what's possible when you join us. Again, you guys have access to this discounted price of $14.95 over at www.healthprowebsite.com/Jodi, Jodi, right? There's lots of different ways to spell Jodi. Jodi's is very simple, Jodi. So it's healthprowebsite.com/Jodi. All right. So that is the invitation that Jodi was talking about that we have for this wonderful community. And if there's any questions about any of this, or any questions about how the 3 tips that I gave you would apply to your current website, we're definitely happy to answer those. We are an open book. We want all of you in this community to win with whatever online properties that you currently have.
Yeah, we actually have some questions which I want to ask, but I just want to say, having worked with Travis and Joy, how much they over deliver. And I actually was looking into redoing my website, and I contacted a web developer who's pretty good and, good reputation. It's $5,000 just to work with him. Plus that doesn't include the copywriting, which I looked into, would be like another $5,000. And then to build it out, you need an engineer to do that. And that's like another $4,000 or $5,000. It's like $15,000. And a friend of mine does these websites, and he says he doesn't do a website less than $30,000. So it's like, you know, 5,000 is a steal for this, honestly. And to offer it at this price, I know you guys are going to charge more later on. This is like a ground floor opportunity to take advantage of it. And what I love about it is if you're not in the market right now for a website, they're going to give you lifetime access to this. So get the templates, get it while the price is really low, get in on it, do what you can for now. You'll have lifetime access. So if you don't finish, you can finish later, but just get it. If you have a dream of having a business with this, even if it's a small scale business, all the more reason for this price. If you get one new patient or client, it more than pays for itself, right? I mean, so
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer. I can't even believe you guys are doing this. I'm super excited about it. And I hope a lot of you take advantage of this. And please do send this video, tag your friends in it. You'll get, if you're on our email list, you'll get a replay sent as well. And please do forward it to all your friends who might benefit from this, because you'll do them a favor. And don't worry, the websites aren't going to all look the same. They look remarkably different with all the templates and the colors and all the things that you do. And you really do customize it with the copy clinics and everything else. So it doesn't look the same as everyone else's. So don't worry about sharing it, but just do your colleagues a favor with it. But thank you guys so much. And let me ask a couple questions here.
Yeah, and Jody, while you're looking up the questions, I will share that I saw some conversations in your group that I noticed a lot of you guys are considering, well, you have your clinic or your practice, however you're currently working. And then also many look like they're considering adding on an online health coaching aspect. So maybe their license is related to their clinic and physically in the state, wherever they're licensed, all of that, right? So we have that piece. And then it looks like some are also considering offering an online coaching kind of service, consultation service, that would give them more nationwide or worldwide ability to serve in the particular specialties that they have. And I have to say that keeping those two things separate, keeping your clinic separate, so keep that website as it is, and take this very inexpensive opportunity to create yourself an authority site that separates your physical practice, your let's say MD practice, for example, from your functional medicine health coaching practice, right? And this is a great opportunity to separate those two business entities, which you need to do for legal and financial reasons, and do that to have that new offshoot of your business at a very inexpensive price. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I saw a lot of that happening in your group, Jody, that people are looking to kind of branch off a little bit and offer health coaching as well.
Yeah, in fact, Kara, hi, Kara. She said that she is asking, does this mean I need to get rid of my other website? And the answer you just answered is no. And this question from Mary Ellen, she says she's very interested, but she hasn't started her practice yet. Yeah. And I think in a way, Mary Ellen, this will kick some fire under your butt to do this. And even seriously, like, I mean, for this price, you're going to kick yourself later if you don't, seriously. But you could, she gave her cell phone. You can copy it, Travis, and just, she gave her email if she's interested in learning more, or you can just go to healthprowebsite.com/Jody. And I think you can message Joy and Travis as well. Yeah. There's a couple.
And one thing, Jody, I would say about that is what you're right, that she might be better off even than others who are further down the road, because what happens is people will grow an audience on, let's say, Instagram, right? So they have this following on Instagram, but last time I checked, followers and likes and shares weren't depositable in your bank, right? So they would grow an audience, okay? But then they didn't actually have any control over that because they don't own Instagram, right? Zuckerberg owns that, Meta owns that, okay? So when you have a website where you can bring them over and actually get those people on your email list, you own that, okay?
Yeah,
so that's like, yeah, that's like creating a bank in the future of all those people who, as they grow to know, like, and trust you. And also, hun, they're going to see the development of you. They're going to see the development of your career. And when you're sharing something like, oh, I just got certified in reading a new stool test or new blood chemistry, organic acids, they're going to be excited about the progression that you share with the community. And when they're along on the ride of your development, then that know, like, and trust factor for you is it raises as you grow in your profession.
That is a great point, Joy. And I will say that the people that blew it away with your protocol program, the people that did the best were the people that had nurtured the list and gotten the list bigger beforehand. And some of these people are like absolutely killing it. I can't wait to launch my program. But yeah, I mean, if you got to nurture them now and get the people on your list in order to, so when you open your practice, you can fill it up and not be struggling when you decide to give up, or if you're going to give up another job or whatever. Elizabeth says she is blown away by your offers. So thrilled that you have answered my compelling questions of what is my next step and how do I want to create that functional medicine career of my dreams. And Elizabeth, same. I mean, just, you know, you'll be surprised, like Joy was saying, how quickly it can fill up. And that's what happened with me is once you start to go on your own to do this and you get a good result for someone, they start telling all their friends about you. And before you know it, you got to practice. And, you know, so many people are held up by, I don't have a website. And it's like, and then what do you do? And you don't want to look like a chump online. You want to look professional, right? And that's a problem so many have. They put up this website. It's like, I mean, every little detail from like, what font size should you use? What, all these things that you don't even think of, because what's readable and what's not, all these things that they have dozens of years of experience in this with some big pros, and they know what they're doing. So just to be able to switch out the templates and be able to do this in this manner and have it look this professional, they're going to up level you and make you look really, really good. So I hope a lot of you take advantage of this.
The growth of your list, you guys, is not linear. It's exponential. Like, so what it feels small when you start at first. So Jody, there was a woman in the protocol to program cohort that you were in. You remember Megan Bliss. She was a nurse practitioner. She was working. Yeah, she still is. Yep. But she was a nurse practitioner working full-time in clinic. And now she's a nurse practitioner on her own who's just slaying it. But when she started with us, she had zero list, zero. Now, I don't, Travis could throw the accurate number in chat, but she's approaching 10 grand on her list. Like, that's crazy. 10K, like 0 to 10K in that short of a time. It's like the growth it seems really slow at first, you guys, but it's just like, if you ever looked at one of those math calculators where something exponentially compounds, list growth happens like that. So even though it's intimidating, if you're starting from zero, it happens very, very quickly.
Right. And she means 10,000 on her list. And on her first launch, doing a group program, she did over 50,000 in like 9 days. I was like, oh, you go, girl. And she's about to launch another one. I mean, she's doing great. So it's cool to see everybody taking off with it as well. So, so regardless of what your designation is, even if you're a nurse and don't have, you know, you could do this as a coach and do this program as well. Everything from a doctor, anybody can do this program that's a health professional. So health coaches can do it. Anyone can do it that wants to grow their practice. So just wanted to point that out as well. And so glad you all found this helpful. And any other questions you all can post in the Facebook group. Joy's in there, Travis is in there. They can answer your questions. You can tag them in it if you want, or just put your questions below in the feed on the Facebook group and they can answer them. But I hope you decide to do it soon so you don't forget about it and let it go by. Again, the 18th is the absolute last day to get this deal. And then you're going to wind up paying more, most likely. You didn't think you're going to raise the price on the other one and it went way up. So I hope you.
We're happy to give your group the discount, but you know, time limits make us take action, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and Travis has put our Facebook information, our messenger. So if you guys have a question that you just don't feel comfortable asking publicly in the group, we get it. Your business is a very personal thing. We want you to have all your questions answered so you feel comfortable moving forward with us. But if you do feel comfortable putting the question in the group, so much the better for this community, because if you have that question, chances are somebody else does too. And we would love to be able to, you know, that phrase, a rising tide lifts all ships, right? We would like all of us to elevate together.
And when are you starting the first copy clinic if they do this, if they decide
the Monday after? So Monday, the 19th, we get right at it. So opportunity ends on the 18th and we start on the 19th. All of the live sessions, of course, are recorded. And also there is a private Facebook group. So if you have a burning question about either your copy and content or your tech and design, you can post those in the group. And then on those live calls, we will answer those. So your answers will be ready and waiting for you in that recording.
So they should have a website ready when kids go back to school and everybody's ready to jump into working with someone, their website will be ready.
Exactly. We did that intentionally, Jody, because we noticed that a lot of functional medicine practitioners tend to need that about, 9 to 12 week window to help someone resolve a particular thing. So we thought, okay, if you're done before September, this only takes 6 weeks. So we're going to knock it out. And we've made it into chunks so that you can do this at night, right? Give up one Netflix show, right? and play with us instead. And then you could have this entire thing knocked out in 6 weeks. And then that way you could be driving all your social media to your brand new awesome website and making that invitation. You start with those new clients in September. They're done with a good 9 to 12 week stint before the holidays. So we wanted to time this so that it would work really well for you guys too.
That's great. And also, I mean, if you are on vacation, everything's recorded, every single thing's recorded. So you can just go back and listen. So don't worry if your summer schedule doesn't coincide with this. You have lifetime access and you can just, do it on your own time also. But thank you so much, Joy and Travis. This has been awesome. I so appreciate you offering this to our group. I hope a lot of people take advantage of it. I think it's a slam dunk and I can't wait to do it.
Oh, awesome. Thanks. We're so thrilled that you're joining us too, Jody. And again, any questions, please just reach out to us. We're an open book.
Okay. Take care, everybody. Thank you
All right.
again. Bye-bye.